Is there more downtrend for BTC or a bounce from here, and what altcoins we need to watch out? Okay, so let's go straight to your BTC chart. Okay, so as you know, your BTC broke this support. Okay, 25,433 support. Okay, so right now your Bitcoin broke the support. Right now it's making a resistance to go all the way to 24,000 $24,104. Okay, so now let me go on a 30 minutes time frame to show you bullish and bearish from here. Okay, so right now on a 30 minutes time frame, if your Bitcoin breaks this small resistance, okay, so if it breaks this, make a support, then we are bullish. But right now what it can do from here only, it can dump. Okay, so your main, it needs to break, make a support, then only we are confirm bullish. Okay, then it's going to bounce. Okay, but right now from here it's kind of giving a fake breakout and it's going to go mostly down if it doesn't break and make a support. Okay, so remember, so if it doesn't break, it's going all the way to $24,104, right? Okay, so now let me go on a 4-hour chart to show you properly. Okay, so right now you all know on a 30 minutes time frame, if it doesn't break, make a support, it's not going to bounce. So if it doesn't break, you know that it's going to this next support here, BTC, at around $24,104. Okay, so right now we'll take all this data and go into Ethereum and altcoin chart. But first, if you like content like this, just hit the like button. Okay, so now let's go into your next chart, which is your Ethereum chart. Okay, so for Ethereum chart, we know if your Bitcoin, if it doesn't break that small resistance, your BTC, to make a support, you know that once your Ethereum breaks the support at around $161,624, once it breaks this, make a resistance, that's the time we enter short and we ride it all the way to $1,546. But if your Bitcoin breaks that small resistance, make a support, that's the time your Ethereum is also going to bounce this support and will go probably to this next resistance where you can put your TP. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is your AVAX chart. Okay, so AVAX chart is firstly breaking the support. Okay, so right now once it breaks, make a resistance, that's the time we enter a short. That's only if your Bitcoin doesn't break that small resistance that we are talking about. But if your Bitcoin breaks that small resistance, make a support, you know that this too will go up from here. Wherever it is from here, it will go up. Okay, so your main, we need to watch your BTC chart. Okay, so we need to put our take profits right here for your short position at around $9.46, and your take profits for longs, you can put it right here, this resistance. Okay, so $11.86. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is a Solana chart. Okay, so if your Bitcoin doesn't break that resistance, we know that your Solana is going to break this support, make a resistance, that's the time we enter a short and we ride it all the way to $9.32. But if your Bitcoin breaks that resistance and then makes it as a support, we know that your Solana is going to probably bounce this support at around $14.11 to go to this resistance at around $16.96. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is your DOT. Okay, so right now your DOT just broke this resistance, this support at around $4.54. Right now it's making a resistance right here. So if your Bitcoin doesn't break that resistance, we can just enter a short right here and we can ride it all the way to $3.72. But if your Bitcoin breaks that resistance, makes a support, you know your DOT is going to bounce this support at around $4.24 all the way to put your take profits at around here. Okay, then $4.66. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is a Cardano. Okay, so here's the catch on Cardano. Okay, so if your Bitcoin doesn't break that resistance, we know that your ADA is going to break this support at around 0.24 cents. Okay, so once it breaks this, once it makes a resistance, then only we enter short. Okay, and we ride it all the way to 0.17 cents. Okay, but if your Bitcoin breaks that resistance, makes a support, once it breaks, makes support, even your ADA is more probably going to bounce this support right here. And once it bounces, we put a long entry right here and we put a stop loss below it and we put our take profits to this resistance. Okay, at around 0.30 cents. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is the algo. Okay, so we don't need to short your algo or long your algo, but let me remind you that in 2018 it came to 0.09 cents, and right now it's 2023, right? So if you're long-term bullish on your algo, this is a good time to be buying. Anyway, you're also at 0.11 cents. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is your near chart. Okay, so for a near chart, once it breaks this support, if your Bitcoin doesn't break that small resistance that we're talking about, $1.17, your near chart, once it breaks this, makes a resistance, then only we enter short. Okay, once it breaks, make a resistance, and then we ride it all the way to 0.95 cents for a near chart. But you know that if your Bitcoin breaks that resistance, make a support, that's the time we enter longs here, put a stop loss, and we sell it right here at this resistance, and then we can re-enter only once it breaks, makes a support, to sell it on this resistance. Okay, so now on this resistance, $1.38. Okay, so now let's go into your next chart, which is your phantom. Okay, so your phantom, you know that if your Bitcoin doesn't break that small resistance, your phantom right now is kind of supporting this resistance. Okay, so right now if your Bitcoin doesn't break, that this is going to your phantom is going to this support at around 0.22 cents. That is if your Bitcoin doesn't break that resistance. But if your Bitcoin breaks the resistance, that your phantom is going to break this resistance, make a support, probably go to this next resistance. That's the time we can put our long entries right here, and we can sell it, take profit around 0.28 cents. Okay, so now let's go into your crypto trends and see which coins we need to attack since your Bitcoin is on a downwards trend. Okay, so right now this is your crypto trends, and right now some coins are pumping like KAS and TWT. Okay, let's not go into that coins, but if your Bitcoin is bearish, here's are some good entries. Okay, so right now your JOT chart, right? The JOT chart, I'll put it full zoom, I'll put it on a full screen. Okay, so right now it is breaking this support, your JOT chart, at around 0.31 cents. Okay, so once it breaks this, right now it's behaving as a resistance. If your Bitcoin is bearish, that your Bitcoin doesn't break that small resistance, that this is a good entry to be entering, and put your take profits around 0.21 cents for your JOT chart. Okay, this is until your Bitcoin is bearish. Okay, so the next coin is INJ. Okay, so if your Bitcoin, INJ has time. Okay, so if your Bitcoin doesn't break that resistance, we know that once your INJ breaks this support at around $5.62, breaks support, make a resistance, that's the time we enter short, and we ride it all the way to $4.42. Okay, that's why you take a profit. Remember, this is only if your Bitcoin is bearish. Okay, so now let's talk about your next chart, which is WU. Okay, so your WU chart also, if your Bitcoin is bearish, that your WU also is kind of supporting this resistance, and it's more probably going to your next support, which is more probably over, see this, it's kind of going to break this support, and we are going to go all the way to your next support at around here, 0.11 cents. Okay, so this is the next support where it's going to go. Okay, so right now that your Bitcoin, if it doesn't break the resistance, that your WU also is going to this support at around 0.13 cents. Okay, from here you can short it once it touches this resistance. More probably once it touches this resistance right here, you can short it, and we can ride it all the way to this support around 0.13 cents. That is until if your Bitcoin is bearish, means your Bitcoin doesn't break that small resistance that we are talking about. Okay, so that's it for your crypto charts. If you like content like this, just hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, ping the notification bell on, so you don't miss content like this and you're early to watch. Okay, so peace out, crypto fam.